Okay, so I'm here to talk about something that's close to my heart. It's rugby union. Rugby union, I got involved with when I was 7 years old. My father took me around various sporting arenas, and rugby was one I plumbed for. So I carried on the sport up to my late 20s, where various body parts broke: shoulders, knees, arms. And I left the game for several years, started a family. My children got involved with football, rugby. They both favoured rugby. So I started coaching them at under 6 and continue to do so now. So for those of you who don't know, rugby is a 15-a-side. Rugby union is a 15-man game or lady game. It's separated sexes, but played individually, male and female. It should be, in principle, a simple game. It should be 14 men making space for the 15th man to score the try and get the points. But some teams make that harder than it probably should do. It's a full contact game. It involves heavy contact in the tackle area and also heavy contact in the structured restarting of the game, of the scrums and the rucks. So for us to become good, strong rugby players in our adult life, we have to start from the grassroots, which is where I started at under 7. So that's where the Rugby Football Union, the RFU, come into it. The RFU are the governing body of our sports in England, and they allow participants from under 6s to start. So in school years, that is year 1 for the modern school. They start at under 6s with a tag rugby. Tag rugby is nice and soft and gentle. It's to promote fun primarily. It's to promote spatial awareness, coordination and teamwork, and then more fun. You know, they're young kids, they want to be involved, we want them to be involved for the betterment of our sport. So it's played with a Velcro belt with 2 Velcro tags on each hip, and they try to run from one side of the made up pitch to the other whilst having both tags on. So that's where we start at under 6. We then evolve every year thereafter. So from under 7s, again, we stay with the tag belt philosophy, but we increase it from 4-a-side, which is the under 6s, to 5-a-side under 7s, and that continues through to under 9s when we start to get into contact. So this is where the physical form is changing. Boys and girls develop quicker than boys. Sorry, I forgot to mention that this early stages of minis and juniors, it's mixed sex, so boys and girls play together. And that continues up to under 13s, where the physical strength of the boy and the physical form of the girls change, and it's not correct to play together. So coming back to the under 9s, this is where we start contact. This is where the boys get start getting a bit of extra energy and maybe a bit of testosterone flying, and they want the contact. And you see the children, especially from Sittingbourne, where I coach, absolutely hungry for it. And also the children that you maybe have a stereotype to think, well, I don't think you're going to like this contact, but they've really addressed it and they've listened intently to what you're saying. And if we as coaches teach them correctly, the correct posture, the correct core strength areas, and if they listen and interpret your words, then they can have a great time, and we do have a great time. So at under 9s, we've gone into contact and we've gone into scrums. So 3-man scrums. For those of you who don't know, if you were to stereotype 2 forms of people, the guys scoring the tries would be tall, slim and athletic. The guys doing the front row, the dirty work in the scrums, are more physically in tune with themselves. They are the big, strong men. So they've got to get into a crouch position, straight back, strong core, square shoulders. Now that's hard to teach a kid who just wants to do that all the time. So we've developed this crouch, bend. I won't do it for fear of embarrassment, but you bend the knees straight back and you lean over. Now a lot of the kids couldn't grasp this, so however many times we showed them physically, helped them with their own posture, the only way we could get it through to them was picturing having a poo in the woods. I know it's a bit risque, it's a bit guttural, but every child understood what we were saying, and they got down into the bent position and bent over, and we've not looked back since. So that was a real plus. So the RFU, for all of us coaches, sorry, I neglected to mention that once my body broke, I stayed, well, I didn't mention, sorry, but I've stayed in coaching and followed my eldest son through the years. But the RFU arrange, coordinate coaching sessions for the various levels. So everybody involved with junior rugby are channeling their thoughts to one area: the betterment of the game, the enjoyment of the kids, and the future of English rugby. So not only do we see the children develop physically, we see the children develop socially as well. You know, they're mixing with kids from different schools, different backgrounds, different walks of life, and it's wonderful to see. You know, having the confidence that these children will be walking down a high street when they're 15, 16, 17, and they'll be able to stop and, you know, have a chat with all these various friends and associates that they played sport with. So, to summarise the RFU's influence and the influence on coaches, it's all the while rugby is made fun, children will return to the game, which is good. All the while the RFU promote a consistent structure within us coaches to pass on to the kids, it will reinforce or it will have a stronger desire for the children to return to rugby. And all the while, parents, ex-players want to and are willing to dedicate their time, their Saturdays, their Sundays in the betterment of individual children. That will also improve rugby going forward.